Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next Boruto anime review. This one's going to be for episode 95, which is called Tactics for Getting Along with Your Daughter. And yeah, this was I thought a pretty good episode. These ones in general, they're not the greatest episodes, but you get a lot of fun, character moments out of them. And this one was really good because it was obviously the Sasuke and Sarada episode, so we got to see more on this dynamic, which we haven't seen a lot of. And then especially Sasuke, just getting to, I suppose, see him as a father, see him out of the just him being cool, brooding, the typical, Sasuke that you expect. Just getting to see that more awkward side of him, in that he's not the best socially, and because he hasn't been around her all that much, he doesn't know the exact details about her all that well. And he knows on this day that he sort of has to do something with her, have some father-daughter time, to kind of avoid getting into a position like maybe some of the awkwardness from his own childhood. And that's why we had the flashbacks of him and Fugaku, him and Itachi, of just those are the key relationships from his past, and sort of the lengths he had to go through to sort of in a way get through to them. And he wants to have, in a way, kind of moments like them, but more often with Sarada. And so, he gets the advice from Kakashi. He kind of thinks that, I should do that. And it's him just making the mistake of, in the first place, I think it's him seeing the interactions of fathers and their younger daughters, much younger than Sarada is, and when she's obviously kind of basically going into being a teenager, so she doesn't necessarily want, to be treated like that, like him to buy sweets for her and all this sort of stuff. So the awkwardness begins to come out, because it feels like, from her perspective, okay, he's trying, but he doesn't get me. He's treating me like I'm 6 instead of what age he actually is. And then when he gets the advice from Kakashi, obviously it's from make-out tactics. So it's more about kind of romantic thing rather than directly for father-daughter. So he tries to come up with a pet name for her and calls her Peanut, and she's just like, "You've never called me that before. Did you forget my name?" Then he tries to put his kind of cloak on her, and it just kind of makes her even more awkward. And ultimately, by the end of the episode, it's just this idea of, they play up the whole idea of Sarada learning from Boruto, and then her having to say that to him, of just, on this day, just be upfront with what you actually want here. Your parents want to do something with you today, let them know, because that's the only way you're going to get kind of what you want out of this day. And in the end, it just came down to her, I suppose, wanting a little bit of kind of understanding and respect from Sasuke here, and the whole she wants to become Hokage bit is what is really tackled here. It's just him, I suppose, learning that for the first time, that the goal of his daughter is to become Hokage, that her path, she kind of wants to take the Naruto path, and what he can actually give her in this situation is kind of advice from his past. He knows Naruto better than anyone, and how Naruto helped him. He at one point had his idea for becoming Hokage, but realizes in retrospect that he had it the wrong way, and it took Naruto forcing him onto the right path to get to the position that they needed to be. And he's just kind of saying that, I support your goal. I think you will make a great Hokage, and I think by following, I suppose, the idea of Naruto as Hokage, he's someone you look up to, you're going to stay on the right track. So it's him saying the right thing finally, I suppose, to her, and that it just points out that she's never directly said that to Sasuke, that is her goal. She said it to Boruto and so on, but now Sasuke learning about it, it's a notable moment. And in the end, like with Boruto at the end of this episode, it just came down to training with her father. And that I like the Sasuke and Sakura scene, where Sakura just points out that okay, there's some awkwardness here because she doesn't know the everyday you. She just gets to see you for a little bit and see how cool you are. She doesn't get to see the kind of more awkward sides of you. If you're around every day, she looks up to the kind of aura of who you are and thinks you're the strongest and most powerful, and to a degree you are, but she just doesn't know the kind of subtle intricacies of who you are necessarily. And I suppose she just gets to actually get some training from Sasuke here, and they have the whole shuriken thing, which is meant to be a reference to like the whole Itachi and Sasuke thing of the redirecting kunai, but in this case it's redirecting shuriken. And yeah, there's a little bit of symbolism to the idea of, you know, the log falls off the waterfall, she throws a kunai at it, and it's Sasuke's redirection that gets her hit on target, you know, symbolizing the idea that he is going to support her in her goal to become Hokage and kind of push her in the right direction. He's not going to like do it for her, but help her along the way. And you know, I thought that worked pretty nicely. Like, was it the most monumental, you know, character interaction between these two that we've ever seen? No, but you know, there's still opportunity to do that. This was just meant to be a sort of fun, cute, you know, parent-child day kind of moments, and that's what we got. Is, you know, Sasuke was finally doing the right thing, having a sense of understanding of, oh, she wants to do kind of slightly more mature stuff, like, you know, training, talking about her goals, and in a way just, I suppose, him telling her about his past, and, you know, just telling her those old stories about Naruto, and him calling him loser, and the fact that he knows him so well. They're the things that she kind of wants to know, more so than just, you know, oh, I'll buy you this when you're out and stuff like that. And that was just, I suppose, the idea of, you know, it was basically Sasuke trying to treat Sarada like Naruto was, you know, trying to treat Himawari, like suitable for her age, but not for Sasuke and Sarada here. So, the other thing that we got actually right at the end of the episode was Boruto. Obviously, throughout this whole thing, has been very like, no, you know, I'm fine with letting my dad go out with Himawari for the day. It's more important that she gets time with him than me. And Sarada just kind of points out that if there is something you want to do with Naruto, just say him. Like, use the same advice you gave to me on yourself. And when he gets home, Naruto gives him the double-ended kunai that he got from Tenten as a gift, and then Boruto just says it. Okay, it's late, but can we do some training together? And that's where we ended, with just that, okay, things are going well. We get a montage of all the different families just kind of hanging out together, and you know, that's the end of the day. It wasn't meant to be anything significantly plot-focused, but just some nice character interaction in that, yeah, we needed some Naruto Himawari. We probably needed to learn a little bit more about, you know, Choji, Chocho, and so on, Karui, and here, especially Sarada and Sasuke. So, in that sense, like, there's nothing really to complain about with this episode. It was just some nice, fun times with the characters, and I think the standout definitely is getting to see a very different side of Sasuke. You know, it's not even a case of just like he's out of character. It's just a side of his character that you don't often get to see, and that this kind of awkward or goofy side of him is present. Like, we've seen it before in previous episodes, that in stuff like when with Team 7 they all wanted to know what was under Kakashi's mask, and he'd work with them, he'd get in on the kind of goofy fun action, that we know he can be like this at times, but he doesn't show it too much. And that's where I suppose they're just kind of gradually getting to that point, and just his relationship with Sarada being better in the aftermath of this. But yeah, like I think as the I suppose more, you know, direct, you know, what's going on in the manga stuff, as they kind of bring, you know, focus on like Sasuke, Sarada, the relationships between the kids and their parents a bit more, we'll get, I think, more emotional and significant moments between parents and child as we go on. This was meant to be more about the just fun, odd situations more so than anything. So, you know, solid episode, but nothing too heavy to discuss here. Next week, it looks like we're getting into Hanabi's team a bit more, and teaching the girl that cries some more jutsu. So that should be actually fun. Some of those other teams do need a little bit more time, and that team probably is the one that needs the most. So this should be fun, if not just to get to see more of Hanabi as a mentor. So yeah, next week looks like it's going to be good, but that's been my thoughts on this episode. In the comments, let me know what your thoughts were, but that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.